Just as a note, today's topic of discussion is going to be make your career cool. So, as all of us set out on our careers, we all usually want it to lead to cool things. What is a cool thing? Whether it's hanging out with cool people, getting cool opportunities, experiences, traveling, events, so on and so forth. And I think people really look at experiences and those type of things as a high prerequisite for what field that they're going to go into. I'm speaking from experience because early on in my accounting career, going to school with people who are in the accounting field or people who chose not to go into the accounting field, a lot of the reasons that I got for people that either dropped out, were in it, or chose not to pursue it were because, well, accounting is boring. Like, you just sit at a desk all day. And that's a big stereotype in what I deem to be just the most gross misrepresentation of what the field actually is. But I know of a lot of other fields and sectors that have this same type of perception. And I think it's very important to basically showcase and explain that this is anything but the truth, and that no matter what job, career, or role that you're in, you really dictate what opportunities are going to come from that role or from that skill that you possess. So for me in accounting, one would think, well, okay, so prove me wrong. Accounting is very boring. You sit at a desk all day, you work 9 to 5, and what do you do? Like, what else is there really? And if you look at accounting from a very stereotypical perspective, I would say, yeah, for most accountants, that's the case. For most careers, that's the case, because people don't look at their careers like an avenue to do more than just the standard or the norm from. And for me, I never wanted that to be the case. So very early on in my career, when I saw that this was kind of the perception, and when I told people what I was doing, and that was their reaction, I was like, I'm going to make accounting cool. And that's a lot of my drive and passion into being the face of accounting, is that I want to give accounting a different perspective, a different name, and a different image through the eyes of most people. Because I think right now it gets a tremendous disservice. So, in growing my career, obviously I was able to grow to a CFO role by 22 years old. And in my CFO roles, and even at every actually aspect of my accounting life, I've never actually only worked in accounting. And I think that's been the biggest proponent of me leveling up in the way that I did, was that I used accounting as the gateway to work on businesses. So for me, and maybe I'm a tad biased, but if you don't agree, you're wrong. Finance is the foundation of business. So if you control the books, you arguably have the ability to control the business. I've always basically considered myself and wind up in 1A, 1B positions, or 1 and 2 positions with owners of companies, because if you can look at finance and accounting in that type of way, you can basically oversee and make a substantial impact in all areas of the company, because you see, the actual performance of sales. You see the performance of HR, of production, the tech team, of everyone. Like, every single aspect of the company hits the financials. So if you play your cards right, and if you're good at what you do, you can arguably play a substantial role in all aspects of a company. So first and foremost, that's something that I believe is not really known about accounting. I have had the opportunity to literally lead huge sales calls, to lead executive teams, and sorry, Crystal's just demanding pets here. Very, very high maintenance. I've had the opportunity to literally spend weeks on the shop floor working with plant managers. I've had the opportunity to travel and pitch for companies, travel and basically go to buyouts, go and negotiate for new contracts. And I could literally go on for days about just random, experiences that I've had in the field. Even this is all just 9 to 5. If you just look at an accounting resume, or you just look at, an accounting job description, you would never think that those opportunities were possible when they absolutely are. Second, I've obviously built an accounting company, which basically I got to write the blueprint of what I wanted the field to be, and then going out and creating it. So now I have the opportunity to basically live a life that I've drawn up, all because of my experience and skill within the field. Third, and the part that I get the most likes and engagement on, is if you're in a field like accounting, and there's a lot of fields like this where, or maybe there's not. Like, every business needs an accountant. Every business probably needs a salesperson. There's very few positions that any business, no matter what business they are, need a specific role. And accounting is one of them. How freaking cool is that? So no matter if you're talking about, a business, if you're talking about an influencer, if you're talking about a celebrity, if you're talking about a brand, if you are talking about hobbies, like anyone who buys and sells something, arguably, in my opinion, obviously, should have an accountant. So because of that, I've had the opportunity to meet lots of cool people. I had the opportunity to travel to lots of cool places. And I'm not going to name drop people and be that person, but all of this kind of summarized is how you can make your career cool. Now, nobody laid this blueprint out for me. Nobody gave me, these are the steps to be able to accomplish this stuff. All of this being said is basically to tell you that you have to make your own opportunities. Like, no career is fun or boring. Every single career or opportunity is literally strictly based on what you make of it. How to make your career cool is by putting forth the best effort, getting very, very good at it, and then being creative and unique to yourself to build these different types of avenues that allow for these opportunities to present themselves. And the fact that I believe, personally, that I've made accounting cool showcases that you can make any single career out there cool. You just have to put forth the effort and be creative. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this valuable, and I look forward to talking with you again soon.